Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
All kids out of the pool for Adult Swim. All kids out.
Lego Lord of the Rings Balrog raised eyebrows for what some fans say is an unfortunate pose. I see it. I see it. Oh, I see it. It's taking a piss on Gandalf.
You shall not!
Before you go, one question.
Yes?
Where in the galaxy is Sanusi?
Show us your tits and I'll tell you.
There we go. All better now. Man, titties are the greatest things on earth.
No, I wasn't at all late here. I wasn't at all doing things while the intro was running. I wasn't at all at the last minute catching up because I didn't at all poorly time several things this morning. No, not at all. Not at all. I am always perfect. I am always on time. I am always ready. And I am here for the show. Yes, okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Double D's, the Daily Dive, the Double D's, where you, the audience, are in charge. And I know I probably didn't have my mouth over the mic right there because I was coming a little low. Oh, I wish I had a better setup. I wish I had more time in the morning to do stuff because time is fleeting. Time runs out quickly. A man has to shave. Man has to wash his hair. Man has to brush his teeth. Man has to eat lunch. Man has to do all kinds of things in order to be this beautiful. Anyway, here we go. All right, so how is everybody doing? It's Friday. It is Friday, and we got a show for you guys today. We have a show for you guys today. I am about to fulfill some promises that I made. We had to watch a movie called Jurassic World Rebirth. We had to watch it in order to answer a question posed to us by a member of the chat, member of the audience. Excuse me while I collect the last couple of things here. I'm trying to talk. This is No, I'm not going to take that from Master Roshi. I'm not taking that from Master Roshi, not at all. Anyway, all right. Let me just make sure I get a last couple of things here. Anyway, so we got a show for today. I am going to essentially do a reaction, a live on stream. There, of course, has been prep time. But it's a review without multiple takes. It means if I feel like I said something off, oh, guess what? We're live. Nothing I can do about it. Doesn't mean I can't edit it later for a re-release. But you guys will get my live on-stream review of a Jurassic World Rebirth. And boy, I've got thoughts. I do have thoughts. I have thoughts. This movie, it is what I said it was before I even saw it. It is harmless slop. But it's still slop. And it's not a good movie. It is still slop. It's not a good movie. It's got its problems. But I guess in a prelude to answer Kratos' question from a couple days ago, I could see a good movie in there. But it would take a lot of work. And clearly, whoever wrote this was a retard. Now, okay, so we're gonna do that. That's one of my segments. We're also, I do have for my opening topic. I've decided I'm gonna do things a little differently. If I have certain thoughts on certain things going on, and if it's one of my segments, I'm going to from now on start the show with that. It's kind of like my preamble thing to get us the warm up. It's a warm up. It's the warm up. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to warm up to a story that dropped yesterday afternoon. And by now, we've all had our thoughts and this and that, and heard people talk about it. But I haven't given my take on it yet. And I think I have a little bit of a unique take. Well, okay, maybe not a unique take, but a relevant take, considering recently we did talk about the subject matter of Dredd, Judge Dredd. We got an announcement yesterday about that. So I'm going to talk about that for our warm up. Other than that, we got our usual news coverage. There is, of course, the chance for you guys to make me suffer because, as I said, this is the show where you, the audience, are in charge. $5 to order an Adam rant on anything. Sometimes you get a freebie. Sometimes you get a twofer. $10 to ask me a question, discuss any topic within pop culture or relevant discussion. Yesterday, we had an interesting one. It was a little fun. We enjoyed ourselves. $10 to rent me to play a video game for 30 minutes. And possibly give me a review on said game. We already have a game coming up for next week. I will not spoil it. And it will be likely triggered either today or Monday. And then I will get to it because it's different. It's different. Yes, Kratos, I have, of course, seen Supergirl 84. I long ago seen it many times in my life. It's an average movie. It's not spectacular. It's not great. It's kind of campy. It's loosely connected to the Donner universe, of course. And Helen Slater didn't look too bad as Supergirl. Although, then again, they shouldn't have made a Supergirl movie because what was her... Supergirl doesn't really have villains. So they had to make shit up with like witches and magic, if I remember correctly. So, anyway, let's see. So we're going to go over news. All right, so I got my warm up talking about Judge Dredd announcement. We got the news. Then I will get to the review and the answered questions. Kratos, trust me, there are much worse movies out there than 84 Supergirl. There are much worse movies out there than 84 Supergirl. Much worse. It's just it's 80s camp is what it is. It's 80s camp. All right. So name one off the top of my head. There are worse movies. Honestly, I think if we're gonna stay in the realm of that, the 80s. Honestly, they're so bad. The American Ninja movies are not great. They're fun, but they're not great. Staying in that realm as well. If we're going to that, as much as I love it, as much as I love Weird Science is not a good movie. It's great in terms of its zaniness, but it's not a good movie. It's not as bad as it's not as bad as Supergirl, but it's not a good movie. I could take there's a Shelley Long movie, Hello Again. Not a good movie. You think it's good, you watch a couple times, not a good movie. If you want me to stay inside genre, Tom Selleck's Runaway is a bad movie. It's a bad movie. Let's see. If saying inside genre in the 80s. God, I never remember its names. Guys, starring Chris Christopherson and some fighting chick at the time, cyborgs. So that's not a good movie. That's a bad movie. Has a good concept, but it's a bad movie. Barbarians. Oh, the Barbarian Brothers. The Barbarian Brothers, where they starred in this movie, Barbarians. That is a horrible movie. No, not Millennium. Not Millennium. No, that's different. That's where that's the movie where with the time travel in the plane and stuff like that. That's a different movie. No, it's a different movie I'm thinking of. No, the Barbarian Brothers in Barbarians. That is a horrifically bad movie. I recently rewatched it while I was sick and in bed, and it was free on Tubi. I watched it. Oh God, it's as bad as I remember it. That's a terrible movie. That's a horrifically bad movie. Also, you want to stay in that realm. Sword and the Sorceress. That's a terrible movie. Sword and the Sorcerer. That's a terrible movie. Horrible. There's another one. Oh, what was it? Starring, oh God. God, who's the guy from Kung Fu? Guy, he masturbated himself while choking and died in the closet. Oh shit, what was his name? I suddenly forgot his name. Kung Fu. David Carradine. There's a David Carradine movie where he is this mercenary warrior, walks down. That is a horrible movie. Like it's you want to talk about a terrible movie. That's a terrible movie. I mean, Supergirl is palatable compared to some of those genre movies I just listed from the 80s. These were horrible movies. Terrible. And they actually saw the light of day. So there are examples. I mean, I stuck with the 80s because I stayed within that brand, stayed within that era. So there are much worse movies than Supergirl out there. Much worse. And we haven't even gotten into the 70s. There's a lot of bad movies in the 70s. Anyway, so everybody's rolling in. Yes, apparently Legatus is alive. His batteries have been recharged. He is a bot. Listen, I don't know what he runs on, but he does. I guess sometimes he needs downtime too. All right, so let's go with my warm-up. Remember, guys, if we are already having a good time, please hit that like button. Show your love. Let the world know going. Oh yeah, finish course. $15, choose an article, $20 for a video, and $30 to rent my time to review a movie live on stream, which we will be doing today. You were nice to me. You're nice to me this week. I mean, listen, the game you've chosen for the next rental period, I'm not that into it. It's not a genre I'm into, and we might have to arrange a particular version of that because you might get some goodness out of that on me. You might. I mean, I don't particularly have a love for that genre. I don't particularly suffer what that genre does to people, but you never know. You might get a good jump scare out of me. You might. Anyway. Okay, so let's get started. Let's start with my warm-up. Here's the warm-up. Actually, let me get it up here all the way. I forgot to add a tab. Take 1 second. Boop, bop, beep, bop, 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 bop. Making weird noises to pass the time until I load it all up. There we go. All right, so we got news yesterday that there is a new adaptation of Judge Dredd being shopped around. Doesn't have a home yet, but it's being shopped around. Now, recently, we got news that there was possibly a continuation of Carl Urban's Judge Dredd happening. I believe I didn't do a video on it, but I did talk about it on stream at one point. I believe it was probably on Mellow Mondays where we discussed it, and we're all excited. But unfortunately, a few days later, it was confirmed that there was no Mega City 1 happening. Mega City 1 as a show was not happening because it said here that the Rebellion CEO, the Judge Dredd rights holder, Jason Kingsley, had publicly dispelled the rumors of a Carl Urban-led Dredd series. And that made us sad. But you know what? We said, okay, fine. We're just going to go back to hoping that Carl Urban could be Dredd again. And then yesterday, news dropped that this is why you don't wish for the things you love, the things you enjoy, the things you like, the things you want to see more of in the current era that we are in. This is why you do not say, please, sir, can I have it now? Because it has now been revealed that Taika Waititi is directing a new adaptation of Judge Dredd. And Drew Pearce, who's done a lot of other crap, is writing the screenplay. And it's now being shopped around via Hollywood Reporter. So this is a legitimate story. Here's the thing. Name me a good Taika Waititi movie. I admit I do still sort of like Thor Ragnarok, but I would trade it and then make it go away if it meant Thor's character wasn't diminished in the MCU. Here's the problem. Taika Waititi is not a serious man. He's not a serious director. Remember his phrase, I'll destroy your mythos in a minute. This is a man that relishes, just like James Gunn, if you ask me, this is a man that relishes taking something that people love and doing it his way. And maybe the difference between him and James Gunn is James Gunn, I don't think James Gunn likes ruining things for other people. He just likes, he cares more about doing it for himself and pleasing himself. Taika Waititi gets pleasure, I believe, out of destroying things that people love, out of leaning into it and saying, I'm going to take it apart and reconstruct it and make it retarded with bad comedy and bad writing. That's why I think that's why I think he enjoys this. That's why when you hear he's going to tackle Judge Dredd, which memes from the Stallone movie aside, it wasn't a comedy. Judge Dredd is not a comedic property. Carl Urban's Dredd is a serious, grounded, gritty, dark movie. Recently, a couple months ago, Jed and I on Saturday Night Drive-In, we did a discussion on it. We had a great time. Dredd is a fantastic movie. Very grounded, very little to pick apart from it. A lot of fun. And for over a decade, people have wanted more of Carl Urban as Dredd because he took it seriously, didn't take his helmet off, wanted to be genuine the role, really got into it. Because Carl Urban takes his stuff seriously. Taika Waititi does not. And yes, Carl Urban was not a director, he's an actor. But when you sign up an actor who takes this stuff seriously, it makes it, you could feel it. I mean, as bad as The Witcher was, Cavill took it seriously, and you could say I at least enjoyed him in it because he tried to work with what he had. Taika Waititi and Dredd is not a combination you want because he'll destroy it in a minute for his own entertainment and your pain and suffering, and then he'll rewrite it to something that it isn't. I swear to God, they'll have him riding fucking unicorns, shooting confetti from the lawgiver, and and he'll change the colors. I swear to God, I'll probably change the colors and everything. So Taika Waititi is not good for entertainment. He's not good for your IP. And the announcement that he's going to direct a Judge Dredd movie, which clearly will not be connected to the Carl Urban stuff. It's not connected to what Carl Urban did. It's not even probably connected to what Stallone did. It's a new one. And it's the last thing we need in this world where we are. I said this when I quote tweeted this. I said, this is the lingering effects of the worst timeline. We are distancing ourselves from the worst timeline. We're realigning with our natural timeline, but there's still lingering effects. It's still there. And Taika Waititi is an example. We're not out of these woods yet. We're not done with this yet. This stuff is still going to be happening for a few years, and even starting up again in some cases, because this is a new start. This is not something that's a holdover that will come out and be horrible. This is something made by somebody here and now who was still a product of that era. So here we go. Taika Waititi. This is going to be a disaster. Now, will it find a home? We don't know. This is not a before we completely lose our minds on this. This is not a sure thing. It's searching for a home. He's just signed on to direct it, and Drew Pearce is still writing the script. So it's not a sure thing. And maybe we'll get lucky, and this will get flushed down the toilet along with all the dozen other projects that Taika Waititi says he's going to be a part of, but never gets around to because of his busy schedule, whatever the hell that means. So hopefully this will turn out to be a giant nothing burger, and we can then go about our day and keep hoping and praying that once Carl Urban is done being Johnny Cage, maybe somebody will sign him up to be Dredd again. Okay, we're done with that. All right, so I while it's disappointing to see this, I'm not going to lose my shit over it right now. I'm not. And they'd say it's coming to Netflix, or it's coming to Amazon MGM, or it's coming to Paramount, or it's coming to Fox under Disney or somebody else. If it had found a home right away, then we'd be worried. But it hasn't found a home right away. So let's not rush to panic mode. Let's not do that. Let's behave like some semblance of the adults we sometimes pretend to be. All right. Grados. Oh, Grados for $10. Tell us about the worst movie you've ever seen. We'll show it to Cloud and pretend that it's a masterpiece. Ooh, worst movie I've ever seen. You got it. If you're as I have to go back now, several decades worth of watching movies that go back well into the 30s and 40s. Oh, all right. Now, let's narrow this down. Do you want me to be in genre, or do you want me to? Because I have to narrow my thought process here, Kratos. I need to narrow how I think about this. And be careful. Cloud does occasionally watch this stream, so we need to be careful with this. You don't want to spoil it. You don't want to ruin your joke here. So give me a realm to narrow it down, because I need a realm to narrow it down and think about it for a moment. Action, comedy, thriller, suspense, sci-fi, fantasy, animated. I mean, I need to narrow this down because there's a lot in here. There's a lot in here of what I've seen. So I need to get it narrowed down. And let's remember, there is also taste involved. I'll try and pick something that I believe is universally despised. I'll do my best for that. But I don't know if I can get there. Well, we might have to go through a process of elimination. I mean, some of the ones I listed a little bit ago from the 80s, some of those horrible fantasy movies, they are pure dreck. They are horrible, terrible movies. But they were never hailed as great. Is a problem. Man. And I can't look behind because all those movies are great. Those are all great movies over there. Fantastic movies. I wouldn't buy it if it wasn't good. Wow. So let's go. Let's think. I think I'll start either in the 80s or in the 90s because it's got to be something relevant, something you can probably get your hands on. Oh, wow. Okay. I know I'm running through movies, but I'm not. Oh, come on, Adam. This is tough. I mean, off the top of my head. I mean, but you asked me before, what's a worse movie than Supergirl 84? I gave you comparison to the genre. This is what I consider one of. I don't know if there's a worse movie I've ever seen. But oh god, because it would have to be something I watched a long time ago. Because it has to be something I saw on a one-off, maybe on a slight repeat if I caught it again and sat down and tried it again. It's nothing as bad as the movies are current day. I mean, I don't want to take the easy way out and say, oh, Snow White's one of the worst movies I ever saw, because it is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. But that's a different category, you know. Come on. This is a rough question because it's just there's so much to thumb through in my brain. That's why I need a little narrowing. If you want me to narrow it down to something. Damn. I wish I could banter better on this, but I need to think on it. I mean, I guess I could bring up a list. Let me just bring up a place where I know has at least a list of movies that I can go to. I don't want to bring it up because it will reveal something. But let's see. Let's go into the 80s and just see. I'm going through some. I'm looking down a list right now of stuff from the 80s. All right, here's one. Here's a terrible one, and you can probably. All right, I got a really bad one for you. All right, this is a really, really bad. Not one of the worst of all time, because I don't know if I can tell you worst of all time, but I can tell you this one is a really bad one. There was a trope in the 80s about, especially in science fiction and fantasy movies, where you would introduce this cast of characters. Keep it in 70s or later. Okay. Well, I mean, okay. Here's the problem. I have to give you a list of things because it's a lot of these are combinations. So let me provide. I mean, I'm gonna compile a list because you understand. I don't think there's a best ever. I don't think there's a worst ever. That's not how my brain works. I think there are categories of bad. Is how I do. That's why I don't do top 10 lists because I can't consider something best or worst ever. But there was an era of stuff being made in the 80s which was just god awful. So let me keep looking through this list here. Oh, not this. That's the news. Let me keep looking through this list here, and I can compile some stuff that is truly bad from the 80s because at least I think is bad from the 80s. And remember, some of this is stuff I haven't seen in a long time, so I can't necessarily the writing some of whatever. But I think overall, like bad movies are some of them might be considered overrated movies. Let me see here. I'm just going through. This is a bit of a random list here, but they will be. It's the best place I can go for a collection for a sample size of everything in this period, so that I can be reminded. Well, I was like, you gotta say how many movies I've seen in my lifetime. I've seen a lot, and it's rough to remember them all until you see them again. That's the other thing. It's the other thing I don't remember. I might have memory wiped myself. Give me 5. Right. Well, I've got one. I've got one on the list that is just a horrifically bad sci-fi movie from the 80s. I'm going through this list right now. It's just this. We'll keep chatting. Keep chatting at me while I go through this list and find other ones that I think were terrible. Oh, all right. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna put one on from the. I know from the 90s. That is honestly a bit of a bad movie. Maybe I might put that one. Give me a second here. God, this is just this is literally a combination of everything here right now. Wow. See, a lot of these things are what's called the B movie. Nothing that was outstanding. But they were just plain old bad. Come on. It's gonna take a couple minutes. Only recent movies have made me do that, Kratos, and that's because of the current day stuff. And I'm actually watching as a review. I mean, I have to go way back in time. Well, actually, I will. Even though it's out there, I'll put it on the list too. So let me get these in here. I mean, I'm trying to look for something maybe was a little more relevant that I thought was really bad. I might put that one on there. Jeez, I'm having all these things bubble forth to the surface of my mind, and of course, these are all out of order, so I don't know. Let me see here. So right now, I've got kind of 2 or 3 in my mind that I think, and we're talking ultimate cringe from that era. Let's see. These are good movies that I'm coming across right now. That's the problem. I'm coming across. Oh shit! I just killed it. Damn it! Hang on. Accidentally just closed down the list. Hold on. All right, here we go. Keep them going. Keep them going. Going through this. I've never seen The Room. The one I just mentioned, Runaway. Runaway is not a good movie. It's a bad movie. It's a bad movie. It's not a good movie. Okay. All right. I think I've got a list in my mind now. Okay. Some of these I can give you the straight title of, and some of these I'll want a little bit of a visual representation. These are just some of the what I think are some of what I consider some really bad movies, and some of them have good stories behind them of why they're bad and why somebody that famous is in them. All right, so top of my list right here. Well, first one on the list. I'll have a visual reference for you here, which will be funny, and this one might be funny because you might get to kind of sucker cloud with this one. This is my first one. This was a movie called, and again, this is Schlock Slop 80s, where they made a bunch of movies where they introduced a bunch of characters and summarily killed them all off by the end of the movie, except for the main protagonist and his love interest. Now, here's the first one. A movie called Battle Beyond the Stars. You want to talk about horrifically bad? Here's a horrifically bad movie. And it is just so dumb and stupid. And here's why you might be able to trick Cloud. You notice the main ship, it has giant tits on it. You can see it right there. The ship has giant tits on it. And it's just not good. It's just a dumb movie. Another movie, you can easily put this one on the list. Sylvester Stallone's Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. That's a bad movie. And Stallone got tricked into doing that movie by Schwarzenegger, who let it slip that he was interested in doing it. And that was them when they were fighting against each other to try and ruin each other's career for a while. And Schwarzenegger let it slip that he was interested in this movie, and Stallone out-campaigned him for it. So Stallone started Stop or My Mom Will Shoot with Estelle Getty. That's a terrible movie. That's just a bad movie all the way around. That's just not good. Another one I'm going to throw into the mix. There's no uterus on that ship, gal. It's just tits. It's just tits. Maybe you could count the top. I guess maybe you could see it like that. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? So Battle Stars, I would put Stop or My Mama Shoot on there. That's just terrible. So they're out of order, gal. That's why I said it doesn't come to mind immediately, because they're physically out of order there. So I wouldn't think about that way. If you reversed it, then I'd see it, but I don't see it immediately because my brain is not a degenerate. Anyway, so Stop Mama Shoot, Battle Beyond the Stars. What was another one I just thought of? Shit, talking about that, I lost my train of thought. Oh, I mentioned it earlier. Barbarians from the Barbarian Brothers. That's a bad movie. It's goofy, it's stupid, it has lots of stuff you can chuckle at, but it is inherently a terrible movie. It's just bad. I mean, when you ask me what makes me cringe, honestly, a lot of these movies I also watched on VHS when I was a kid. I've never walked out of a movie that's been so bad. I've sat through things and finished them. Or maybe there was once where I feel like there was a movie I did walk out on, but I can't remember it right now. Once, but I don't remember what it was anymore. I don't remember. I was with people. I just don't remember. Early 80s. I'll just look up I'll look it up. The Barbarian Brothers. Barbarian Brothers. Barbarians. Here it is right here. 1987, The Barbarians. It's ridiculously bad. It's ridiculously bad. It's over the top crap. You can watch it. You can watch it for free on Tubi right now. I just saw it. It's still there. I watched it a couple months ago on Tubi. Yeah, it's permanent. It's that bad. I put Runaway on there. Yeah, you could put Runaway on there. That's Tom Selleck just doing shit. Just doing shit. I guess that's 4. Let me give you one more. You know what I'm gonna throw in there? That really is a bad movie, and this will test if you want to go that far. Watch it. Ghost Dad. Bill Cosby, Ghost Dad. Oh no, even better. Leonard Part 6. If you want to do a bad Bill Cosby movie, Leonard Part 6. You want a mind fuck of a movie? Leonard Part 6. A movie that makes no fucking sense. Makes no fucking sense. Because there wasn't a part 1 through 5. It just starts with Leonard Part 6. If you want to watch Bill Cosby do a hot Cosby on you, watch Leonard Part 6. That's a terrible movie. That is god awful. Makes no goddamn sense in the world. I mean, so I don't have the reaction that other people do to bad movies. I'm getting angry. I mean, the angriest the angriest I've ever been when I left a movie is honestly BVS in recent memory, in the past 15, 20 years. I have never been so angry after leaving a movie than I was when I went and saw BVS. That was angry. But BVS, that's a common thing. Everybody knows BVS. And that's just me as a regular person. I'm not even remotely a YouTuber or reviewer. Yeah, I mean, those are the all right. So yeah, this list right here. Yeah, Cherry 2000 is not good either. It's not good either. I mean, Melanie Griffith isn't bad in it. It's not great. Yeah, so this is a collection, and it's mostly genre, except for Stop on Mom or Shoot. It's all kind of genre, but these are just perennially bad movies, is what they are. Perennially bad movies that no matter how you look at them, they're not good. They're poorly acted. They're poorly written. The direction is suspect. Some of them have either at the time big stars or what you for a time you could consider Bill Cosby a perennial big star for a while, and or Tom Selleck, who has his spot in everything. So, yeah. Well, I don't have. Here's the thing. I mean, a lot of these things I watched as a kid, so my experience just watching it, didn't like it, didn't watch it again. So it's just, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, last night, we'll get into it. When I saw Rebirth, I wasn't squirming or anything, but I was thinking, God, I wish that family would just all die. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Anyway, yeah, so I that's the best answer I can give you on that, Kratos, because like I said, my mind does not work in the same way in terms of experiencing a movie maybe others do, especially in the today. It's a lot of eye rolling if I don't like something. It's just dumb and stupid. And lots of times if I'm watching something I don't like, it's for the job. So it just makes it annoying. And also I have particular tastes. Like some movies that people love, I think are overrated at times. So Ice Pirates, I recently rewatched Ice Pirates. It doesn't hold up very well. It does not hold up very well. It doesn't. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it doesn't hold up well. It's not that great. All right, let's go over the news. Let's dip into the news, and then we'll get to the review. Then we will get to the review. Okay, so let's do a refresh on everything real quick. Some of these we will laugh at. Some of these we will cringe at. Okay. Let me just line everything up. And we will be good to go. Okay, here we go. The news of the day. It's where I get my shorts from. All right. Porna Yaganathan and Gary Carr joined Lars Kepler's Junalina, I don't know, sorry or not. Apple TV stuff, don't care. Malaysian fugitive at the center of Is that supposed to be an I? You just put a 1. IMD 1, MBD, IMD. I don't, whatever. Vanderbilt Vila renewed for season 3 Hulu. I don't want to know. Friday the 13th prequel series, Crystal Lake, casts Callum Vinson and as Jason Voorhees, adds 4 more recurring guest stars. Why are we doing a Friday of the 13th prequel series? Why are we doing a Friday of the 13th prequel series? Why are we doing this? I don't understand. What's the point? Does anybody want to see the abused origin story of Jason Voorhees? We know how it works. He wasn't even the original killer. His mom was. Microsoft abruptly ceases digital movie and TV sales. Own physical media. Buy physical media. That way, when somebody does something like this, you don't possibly lose the thing that you owned on their database. Okay? Buy physical media. Protect your media right there. Have it forever. As long as you take care of it and have something to play it on. You understand what I'm saying? French box office drops 10% during lackluster first half of 2025. Yeah, they didn't go watch Superman, did they? Blue Blood star Bridget Moynihan to appear on premiere of spin-off Boston Blue. Oh, they're spinning off Blue Bloods, huh? I never watched it. My mom loved that show. I couldn't get into it. As much as I like Tom Selleck, and I do like cop procedurals of the time, I never could get into it. I gave it a shot. Just couldn't do it. Fox News' Jesse Waters admits he erred in saying Newsom lied about Trump phone call, but governor isn't dropping lawsuits. See you in court, buddy. Whoops. Got to be careful what you say. Got to be careful what you say. Always, if you're not sure about something, allegedly. And then you're fine. Shakespeare reimagining Patel wraps production with South Asian cast including Utkaresh Ambudkar, Cal Penn, who's a piece of shit, Rika Morjani, and more. Yeah, I'm not interested in race swap Shakespeare. I'm just not. Not at all. And I love Shakespeare. I Know What You Did Last Summer makes a little bit of money, not much. That movie's never going to do big. Jon Stewart cries. I honestly don't know about the Daily Show's future after Paramount Skydance merger. The Daily Show. Here, all right. Here's a reality check. The Daily Show was never funny. Go back all the way in the past. Never funny. Jon Stewart, he's a lick-spittle piece of shit. Not funny. Not talented. Terrible. The Daily Show is responsible for spawning Colbert and all the little morons that have populated news, comedy, entertainment type television late night. Buh. See, I haven't watched either of those, Kratos. One, I always hated Death Note, so I was never going to watch live action Death Note. And two, as an enjoyer of Dragon Ball, I was never going to make myself suffer that live action Dragon Ball movie. Never. I was never going to do that. I was never going to watch live action Dragon Ball. Elden Ring, Night Rain, Oblivion Remastered, and Mario Kart World topped the list of most streamed new games of Q2. People, oh wow, newsflash. People are watching popular new games on live streaming. Too bad I don't play any of those games. I'm busy here playing an old classic JRPG to a few people instead of trying to play the popular games. Wow, it's as though I'm only going to play what I like and not try and chase the dragon for popularity. Go figure. Rosetta Stone offers 45... Oh, don't tell me to buy Rosetta Stone. Go fuck yourself. Trump is trolling Colbert. I gotta love that. Alan Bergman. He's dead. 99. That's a good long life. Natalie Oreiro film The Woman in the Line gets a trailer and backing from Moving Pics founded by former Warner, Fox, and Disney executives. Whatever. Kneecap will not face police action over Glastonbury performance. I don't know what that's about. CBS canceling Colbert's Late Show is the end of an era for television and Chilling Sun. Oh, shut the fuck up. It's not the end of an era. It's just nobody cares. People haven't cared for years. And a Chilling Sun what's come? You know what? No, you know what it is? It's a sign of, hey, let's cancel something that doesn't make us any money. Let's cancel something that is polarizing to the public because our star is a jackass who runs his fucking mouth over anything and everything concerning his ideological beliefs. It's a sign of the timeline correcting itself that things that are bad get canceled. That's a sign. A Chilling Sun of what's to come. No, it's a return to normalcy. For the love of God. I don't care about that guy there. I made my short. Yes, it is official. Goodbye, NPR. Goodbye, PBS. You've been canceled because you've been indoctrinating people with commie Marxism for many decades now. So you can go fuck right off. I love that. You know, small story. I was taking my communications master's a few years ago. I didn't finish it because, COVID, plus I ran out of money. But I was taking that, and I had one particular guy. This is right in the middle of Trump's first term. And I had a particular piece of shit professor who had TDS to the max. And he tells us this story of how, and this is a guy who was about it was essentially a marketing class, how marketing works, how you convince people to pay attention to shit. And this guy tells a story about how he was directly involved in those early 80s campaigns that began let's just say the culture of PBS bitching at you to buy their shit and fund your local programming. Fund your local programming broadcaster. Here, buy our bag. He was directly involved in that shit. So I sat in there, listened to this commie Marxist piece of shit talking about how he helped put together campaigns to basically get people to fund the message, to fund the indoctrination. How do you like that? Sometimes I land in the strangest of situations. And I come to the Kramer Center. You're going to make me watch horrible movies? Hey, you'll make me watch it. I'll give you my reactions. We'll get that. We'll get that today. So yeah, goodbye PBS, goodbye NPR. Good fucking riddance. If something is good on there, it'll find funding on a real network or real streaming service. None of this is interesting. Let's move on. Go a little deeper. Listen, I was never really into Black Sabbath or Ozzy. I found Ozzy amusing. But what entertainment would you find in, excuse me, I was suppressing a hiccup, going to Ozzy's final concert with him just sitting in a chair, barely singing? What's the entertainment value in that? Watching one of your old music heroes just a crumb of his former ability. Let's see. Tina Fey and Black Mirror creator Charlie Brooker added to Edinburgh TV film for sign up. Tina Fey. Have I ever ranted on Tina Fey before? I'm going to rant right now. Tina Fey is one of the reasons comedy is dead now. She began it. Unfunny, untalented, stupid bitch who wrote herself into Saturday Night Live. She was in charge of the beginning of the end of Saturday Night Live as a part of their writer's room. Wrote herself in that. Wrote herself into comedy when she's not funny. Terrible. Tina Fey and her idea of comedy was the beginning of the death of comedy as we know it now. Simple as that. Blame Tina Fey. She is patient. She's one of the patient zeros for the death of comedy, making herself indispensable to the comedic world. Terrible. Unfunny bitch. Jimmy Kimmel's crying over the cancellation of The Late Show. Yeah, didn't they already cancel your show too? Your show's already been canceled. God, these guys. I will love it if we are now seeing the end of the late night era, because this ain't the time of Johnny Carson and Letterman when he was funny back in the day. That was a true era of late night. Johnny Carson was a class fucking act. He was a class act. He knew how to do the game right. And David Letterman, he was just a belligerent asshole, but he made it funny. These guys, they're all terrible. All goddamn ideologues. No, I didn't. I mean, that's on the list of all-time worst movies. That is on that list. I only saw it the one time on TV. That's a bad movie. That's a bad movie. That's just not a good movie, plain and simple. All right, that's enough of that. Hollywood Reporter. All right, the awful optics of CBS canceling The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. No, it's not awful optics. It's not awful optics. There is no bad optics. It has nothing to do with the merger. His show is terrible. He's a political mouthpiece for the commie Marxist left. He canceled because he's terrible at his job. Same stuff here. Same stuff here. All right, let's move on to IGN. Microsoft abruptly pulls plug on its movie and TV store for Xbox Windows. We're going to talk about that. Buy physical media. Buy physical media. Stranger Things showrunner says the season 5 teaser barely scratches the surface and has no spoilers. Can't spoil something I'm not watching. Elden Ring Nightreign will start rolling out more enhanced bosses at the end of July. Well, good for those guys. Final Fantasy XIV will end Windows 10 support this October, though it will still be playable. I don't play it on Windows, so I'm fine. I'm good. I'm fine when I do play it. Viper is awesome. Trump issues statement. Yeah, Trump trolling both Kimmel and all of them. That's great. Fantastic Four First Steps Galactus finally revealed thanks to new Hot Toys figure. Yeah, they released all kinds of footage. It is proving that what I said in the rumor or the theory. It's Galactus who is not planet-sized. And he's not shrinking down. Yeah. So they basically nerfed Galactus. They nerfed Galactus. Exclusive. The Happiest Place on Earth images showcase a Disneyland that could have had the Oz characters and more. I don't care about that. Long rumored Fantastic Four First Steps villain finally revealed, played by Paul Walter Hauser. We'll talk baby steps this weekend. Remedy to make big changes to FBC Fire Break after seeing many players come into the game and leave within the first hour. Zack Snyder says he got sidetracked working on projects that weren't Rebel Moon. It's a trap. Oh, shut up. Rebel Moon parts 1 and 2 were terrible. They were bad. You want to talk about bad movies? Kratos. There's a movie that was it was bad to sit through. That was a bad movie. That was not a good. Neither of the movies were good. Not at all. But that's modern day. We all know that. Spider-Man No Way Home character set to return in Marvel's mysterious upcoming Disney Plus series Wonder Man. Nobody knows and nobody cares. Valve pulls adult-only games from Steam as it tightens rules to appease payment partners. Hey, man, don't take away the Gooner games. Don't take away Gooner games. They're not hurting anybody. That is disturbing, though, the payment processing people, that they have so much power. That is a disturbing reality that we live in, that they can be the source of yanking your product being sold to people. Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders may have been handled differently in Japan and US due to varying perceptions of fairness, Japanese study suggests. All right, that's a discussion for somebody that actually cares about that. Harry Potter set photos reveal Dursleys as HBO series films at London Zoo. Obviously, it's the scene with the snake in the glass and the whispering and the snake speak. Yeah, that kind of stuff there. Still good. Still not coming out till 2027. Valve boss Gabe Newell says he's been retired in a sense for a long time, but in reality works 7 days a week from his bedroom on his boathouse because he's having so much fun. I have a how am I supposed to receive that news? Something about that just doesn't sit right with me. New Alien Earth trailer finally shows an alien on Earth and something terrible happening to a sheep's eye. Yeah, let's just fuck with the timeline some more. Grand Theft Auto 5 and GTA 6. Rockstar finally launches GTA 5 and GTA Online in Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Good luck with that. Captain Planet and the Planeteers live action series in the works of Netflix. And Leonardo, I'm a fake environmentalist DiCaprio is involved. Sign me up. Sign me up. We will review the hell out of this show. Oh, wow. Just hand me something pure garbage that I know from my childhood. That was garbage in my childhood with the cartoon, and it will be garbage as live action, jam-packed with current day environmentalism. You already have the clip, Kratos. I am not going to say it again. You already have me saying it. Don't need me to do that. Oh, wow. I am all over this. I cannot wait. This is just hand me great content. Wow. Oh, man. Exactly. Yeah, just right. Yeah, print money for me. Just print money for me. That is. I watched that dumbass show when I was a kid. I watched it not because I was brainwashed you, just because it was on in front of me, and I just watched it. And God, there is no. I mean, it's already diverse, so we can't make fun of it for that. But we can make fun of the stereotypes they're liking or third. I wonder if they'll still make the Russian chick Russian. I wonder if they'll keep her Russian. Russia bad. We can't have that kind of diversity. I wonder if they'll keep the fire kid a ginger. I mean, they might. Okay, listen, they might overly diversify the Captain America show. They'll keep the Asian chick. They'll keep the Indian chick, Heart. And they'll keep the African guy who's Earth. But they might change the Russian chick because Russia bad. And they might race swap the fire kid. Because you can't have a ginger in anything. You gotta change out the ginger. So I will be all over this. I will be all over this. And I remember I despise Leonardo DiCaprio, so I will be happy to shit on anything he's involved with. Oh man. That is glorious. That is glorious. I cannot wait. Oh, I hope it happens next year. I hope it happens quickly next year. And it's at Netflix. It's at Netflix, so you know it's gonna be agenda shit. That's if it is the Don Cheadle. That's if it is Don Cheadle. Oh no, Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, sorry. I was gonna say the black guy going for the white chick, but yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio. Well, remember he's had to upgrade a little bit. No, I haven't actually. I have not seen the Don Cheadle Captain Planet. I haven't. Video game composer jailed for COVID loan fraud. Nintendo confirms return of mysterious Switch Online playtest program now compatible with Switch 2. And this is news I already know. We've already talked about. So we're done with that. Let's go to Park Place. Trump is trolling late night. Yeah, I heard about this. The Nightmare Fuel Walt animatronic basically broke down on its premiere. Jim Henson's son, Brian Henson, opens door for revival of Muppet Vision 3D. They're making as we already talked about, the Colbert cancellation is being made political by Democrats. Universal could work with Elon on transportation to Central Florida tunnel. Talks spark interest, but remain unconfirmed. And we're into yesterday. This is part of Sunday's discussion. Some Ubisoft stuff with Assassin's Creed. That's for Sunday. And there's our news. There's our news of the day. You guys can make of that what you want. And now let me have a drink. Yeah, I might have she'll be Ukrainian. Yeah, Russia could be Ukrainian probably. Yeah, Brian Hansen has never actually done anything. The best thing he did was Greenlight Farscape. That's the best thing he did. Was Greenlight Farscape. Best thing he did, or help be a part of it. Listen, he's kind of run his father's studio into the ground. Henson Magic used to mean something, and it doesn't anymore because he let it happen. No, but I have heard of it. I have heard of Happy Time Murders. I've heard of it, and I didn't hear good things. Okay, right. We're here. We got one more big thing to deal with today. Let me get this set up here. And banga pow. All right, so we are here. We are here to discuss one more thing today. I was asked to review Jurassic World Rebirth and answer a question pertaining it. But first, before we do that, to answer the question, we must review it. Jurassic World Rebirth. Very simply put, it is harmless slop. It is harmless slop. Bad movie, harmless slop, but bad movie. Now, here's how we're going to do this. Considering this is not a standard long-form review for me, I'm going to call this one of my good, bad, and ugly reviews. We're going to go over the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's how I'm going to frame it to keep me on track. Otherwise, I might just wander too far off into the wilderness talking about it. We already know what the story is about. Essentially, what we have here is it is a follow-up to the previous World Trilogy. And bottom line is, pharmaceutical company hires Scarlett Johansson's mercenary and her team, or the team she puts together, to get a paleontologist who I think is gay, but, you know, whatever. It doesn't come up in the movie, but he feels gay. To now they have to go collect basically dino blood juice from the 3 largest dinosaurs currently that ever existed, that exist all in the same area right now, so that they can use it to create life-saving drugs for the future. And of course, what happens is everything kind of goes to shit, because that's what happens in these movies. But they essentially fall apart when trying to do the mission. Now, let's just go into the good. The good. I could see an actual movie inside this. The actual concept of the movie is believable, because the movie makes the ground the foundation for, while it's junk science, they lay the foundation for their junk science as to why they can't take it from the current dinosaurs who are still in captivity, why it doesn't work, evaporation, degradation, all that kind of stuff. We have to get it from these super versions of all the dinosaurs that are still all now habitating around the equator, on islands around the equator, especially on an island that just happens to be a research center where all this shit happened. There is a good movie in there, because if they had just streamlined this movie down to hire ScarJo, put the team together, go on the hunt, it would have been a simple paint by numbers, semi-horror rush movie. Oh, things go wrong. Characters get eaten by dinosaurs. We somehow manage to survive, and we learn a life moral lesson at the end. That would have been fine. The performances are nothing special. The most famous actors in this movie all deliver what you would expect. Scarlett Johansson, she does fine. Her titties are bouncing around a lot in this, so that's kind of good. For someone who's complaining about being over-sexualized, they had her in those tight tank tops a lot in this movie. So ScarJo's full of shit, but she does a good job. Her character is not overly whammonized. She's capable of doing everything she does: shooting a gun, grappling, mountain climbing, running around, shooting stuff. She's not hit scissor takedowning any of the dinosaurs. She's not climbing up any of them and, kung fuing them in the eye or grappling. She's not doing anything stupid. She's doing everything within the realm of her skill set in the movie. So her character is not a feminist icon or anything like that. Marshall Ali's character, he's actually the best character in the movie. He's very easily to relate to because he seems very straightforward. He has a very light backstory, and I'll get to that in a minute. He has a light backstory that you can kind of relate to. Lost a kid, it broke up his marriage, and he's just trying to find meaning in everything he does right now. Should he have died at the end? I think it would have made it more impactful if he had, but I can be okay with him living, that he managed to get underwater and swim away from the Downsasaurus Rex. Hell, they even had Francis from Deadpool was in this for a few minutes until he got eaten by the Mosasaurus, or was it a Spinosaurus? Which one ate him? I think it was a Spinosaurus that ate him. Anyway, so and everybody else is kind of nothing. The rest of the cast is kind of nothing. They're not real anybody. Nobody I know, nobody I care about, or I could pick out of a lineup. Performances are all average. The writing overall, average slop writing, nothing to write home about. There's no agenda with the paleontologist. He's a bit of a climate baby. To kill a dinosaur is a sin. Oh, shut up! Just shut up. You shut up. And I wished you had died, but you didn't. Point is, outside of little whiny semi-climate PETA bullshit like that, there's no real messaging in there. I'm okay with it. But that's about the good of it. There was a good movie in there somewhere. It's tolerable. It's mostly boring, inoffensive slop. There's no real agenda in it. If you sit down and watch it, I didn't really see a socialism message in there. I mean, let's give it to the world. That's a tried and true trope. That kind of trope, let's give this knowledge to the world. I mean, that's just like anti-corpo shit. That's been used in a lot of movies forever. So I'm not gonna drill down on that. I'm not gonna drill down on that. The bad. Here's the bad. It's too long. It's about 30, 40 minutes too long, and I'll get to that in my ugly. The science is junk science. It makes no sense. The whole idea of this mutant-infested island losing control is kind of dumb. You didn't need the mutant dinosaurs at all. They arrive at the end as though they've been a threat for the entire movie, but they are a weak addition to the movie. Because in a sense, you're supposed to see the Downsasaurus Rex as a villain, but it's not a villain dinosaur. It's just doing its thing. That's its territory, and it's going to eat you if you come in its territory. So the Downsasaurus Rex is not a villain. Those mutant flying things, the mix between the raptor and the whatever, the mutodons, I think it was the mutodons. What are they? They're a last-minute addition threat. There was no threat dinosaur. You didn't need to. This is where the bad comes in. This is them trying to replicate the threat of the raptors from the original story. And you didn't need to do that. One, because you didn't have Michael Crichton's source material to work with anymore. But two, you should have just had disaster. And you're just running into one disaster after another. You didn't need to have a mimic of these dinosaurs hunting you at the end with intelligence and this and that. It didn't work. It falls apart. But that leads us now. That's the bad of it. Also, I guess the bad of it also is this is a movie that, in a sense, doesn't need to be made. It doesn't need to be made because you are so far removed from Michael Crichton's source material that it bears no resemblance to Michael Crichton's works at all. And it doesn't resonate with anything that he was trying to tell you in his books. Don't play God. Well, obviously, don't play God because they must have they made mutant dinosaurs, but it doesn't ring true. Now it's just in your face, pop and sizzle factor. That's all it is. But now the ugly. The complete and unnecessary addition of the goddamn family. They don't serve a single true purpose. They were put in this movie for one purpose. So that the little girl can squeeze through the cage at the end of the movie and pull the lever to open it. That's the only reason they all exist. So they can get to that point and have her do that. And also to show that pharmaceutical guy bad because he didn't let the dumb bitch get eaten by a Spinosaurus, or because he wanted to let The dumb bitch getting by Starnosaurus. That entire family is obnoxious. And that's a bad fucking dad. That is a bad fucking dad. How retarded are you to go sailing that close to dinosaur-infested waters? What the fuck is wrong with you? And how fucking weird is it to let your daughter, with her big-ass titties, bring the boyfriend that's clearly slamming her, the retarded boyfriend, you're bringing her? You're bringing them onto your boat? That is just all kinds of creepy weird. And that boyfriend, my fucking God. What is wrong with that dude? There is like, he has one redeeming moment where he jumps in after her, but that just proves he's kind of stupid. There is nothing redeeming about any of the family. The little girl, I made friends with the tiny Triceratops wannabe thingy monster. Oh, we're being chased by fucking mutodons, and I'm gonna take it and feed it fucking food in the middle of the goddamn convenience store? What the fuck is wrong with you? Jesus Christ, it's retarded. And that dad is so dumb. You could cut out every scene of this family in the movie, and it doesn't change the movie. Just write a better script to have them get out of the sealed cage gate. Write a better way to get out of that. Don't just do the whole movie with the family so the little girl can squeeze through it and be a hero. No. They serve no purpose in this movie. You could have cut 30 to 40 minutes out of this movie and made it a tighter dinosaur disaster flick. Because then it's really a palatable. Honestly, I tell you, go look at it. If you take out every one of their scenes, this movie is infinitely more palatable. And in fact, it goes from bad to mid. Think about it. You take everything, you take all of them out of the movie, and the movie raises in quality. It then becomes just a mid movie. But everything bad about the movie, with the exception of the Snickers bar wrapper getting caught in the door in the beginning, everything about this movie that's bad can be traced to that family and everything involved with them. From their dialogue, to their behavior, to their attitudes. Everything bad about this movie can be traced to them, because if you look at the team hunting the dinosaurs, all those scenes are fine. Those scenes are all fine. There's nothing really bad about those scenes. They're just average. They're not great. They're just average. And you would have been left with an average movie that ran about an hour 20, hour 30 minutes. And it would probably make you more money. It would probably really get to 1.3, 1.5 billion if it was that. So there it is. That's the ugly, that family who are featured on the poster right here. They are supremely retarded and serve no purpose. They are the worst horrible thing, and they all should have got eaten. The wrong people got eaten in this movie. Francis from Deadpool deserved better. Everybody else who got eaten should have lived, and the whole family should have got eaten. I mean, you don't need the fucking T-Rex scene in this movie. You just did it so you could have a T-Rex in the movie. That's dumb. And that's what makes the movie bad. The ugly makes the bad in this movie. So there it is. There's my good, the bad, the ugly, my quick and dirty take review for Jurassic World Rebirth. If you enjoyed it, good for you. I thought it was a bad movie that could have been made into a mid movie if you got rid of the dumbass family. All right. Now, let's get in the Wayback Machine. Now, let me see. I still think it's dumb. I still think it's dumb that he goes on a sailing trip that close. I found it dumb. You can like the T-Rex scene, but it's an unnecessary scene. It's in there just to have the T-Rex be in there. That's all it is. That's all it is. And yes, Kratos is right. It's an original scene adapted from the original book, like where it's like using its tongue at times to try and grab them. There are a lot of scenes where he adapted, but it's still not a good excuse. It's totally unnecessary. Now, let me go back into my studio, and I will read Kratos' question from the other day concerning this movie and concerning Superman. So let me go into my old super chats from a couple days ago. Okay, going down, looking. Here we go. All right, so Kratos Lord Kratos, a couple days ago for $5. Try to take your bias out of it. Which is a worse movie, Jurassic World Rebirth or Superman 2025? Remove them from the context of their franchises too. Okay, so that last line alters the perception. Removing from the context of franchises. Having seen both movies and broken them both down, I did a little more of a detailed breakdown of Superman because that was a legitimate long-form review. We'll start with Rebirth, since I just did it. It's fresh in my commentary. If you what I just said in my commentary about Rebirth, if you remove the unnecessary, there's an actual normal to mid movie in there. There's a normal to mid movie in there. If you remove the family, it's I would challenge somebody to do. You can't completely do it because they are there in the final scenes, but do a super edit of the movie and just for the most part have the extraction team, the team going for the dinosaur blood. It's a palatable movie, and it would just be a boring mid movie that I'm not engaged in because the characters are so shallow and underdeveloped, and the score is nothing unless they butcher John Williams' theme. So it's a palatable movie. You put that up against Superman. In my opinion, Superman, removed from the context of everything, is still a narrative mess. The narrative of Superman is still a mess. You don't know what's really going on at any point in that movie. It's hard to connect the dots of who's the real hero, who's this, who's that, what's really going on here, why is this scene even happening? All this shit is going crazy, this and that. There's too many A, B, C, D plots going on here. I don't see, stripped away, a good movie underneath the surface of Superman. That's the best way I can with all bias stripped aside, looking at the bare bones of what each movie does. You strip away the crap of Jurassic World Rebirth, and there is a mid movie to be told there. You strip away the crap in Superman, and there's nothing there. There is no core movie there is no core movie to follow there. Whereas in Rebirth, there's a core movie. You could follow the team to just get those blood samples, and that could be a movie. There is no Superman movie with just Superman in the Superman movie. It requires the muddying of the waters of all the other characters, and it just makes it a just mishmash of mess. So that's the best answer I can give you from without bias. I haven't attacked anything specifically in either one here. I'm just saying you strip things away with the structures of the movie and have alone. And Superman is such a narrative mess that you can't peel anything away. You can't peel anything away and still have a good movie underneath. Because if you peel things away and try and say, okay, if we just left this in here, then it makes even less sense. And as far as then, if you want to take it a step further, talk about the characters. You mentioned the wasting stuff on the mercs. The mercs have no characters whatsoever. They have no real character. Superman characters, if you look at that, I'd rather have characters in the Rebirth movie who have no character development and are just surface and shallow than James Gunn version of characters who I have seen portrayed better in other Superman DC media. That's the other thing. I can tolerate a boring movie with characters I don't care about. It's hard to watch a movie with characters in it that I care about being portrayed, in my opinion, poorly. So that's the best answer I can give to you, Kratos. Side by side, bias removed. I feel as though my bias was removed there. That was as down the middle I could give you on that. So there we go. I've now completed both my tasks for that. I've given the review and I've answered the question from the other day. So, with that being said, there are no stream elements tips today. No more super chats. Oh, wait, no, I saw it. Diz the Jizz for $10. Check your Discord for a video. A video, Diz. Diz, a video is $20. That's $20. Let me see what it is, and I will determine if it qualifies. Let me take a look. Hang on, Discord is opening. It just filled up my screen. There we go. Come on, shrink down, please. Damn it. All right. So let's see. All right. That's a video, Diz. That's a $20. So you could put a down payment now, and we could do it next week if you want. If you want to give $10 next week, I mean that's the rules. It's $20 to watch a video. It's $20 to watch a video. That is the rules. I cannot change the rules. So we can if you want to put a down payment now and finish it next week, we can do it next week. If that's how we want to do that, because that's not going away. We're gonna come back to Captain Planet at one point. It's obviously gonna be there. Anyway, like I said in my title, the Downsasaurus Rex did nothing wrong. The Downsasaurus Rex did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. Okay, guys. Unless we get another $10 to top that off, we'll have to put the Don Cheadle Captain Planet thing on hold because it's $20 to watch a video. So it's $20 to watch a video. It's the rules. I make them. So those are the rules. I can't show favoritism for others who have given the $20 for the video. I'm sorry, Diz. I cannot do that. I think the narrative of Superman made perfect sense, and I disagree with Gary's inclusion. I mean, right at this point, what you're saying there, Kratos. This comes down to taste and preference at this point. I didn't do the end then. I try not to use the end then thing of that kind of stuff. I try not to make that kind of description of things. I still think Superman is a narrative mess, and I've made my case. You've seen my review video. I don't really want to rehash that right now. I've made my case on that. So it is what it is. It is what it is. We agree to disagree on these things, and I know you're fine with that. We've had those discussions. You want a ranking like an out of 10, an out of 10, an out of 10. Is that what you're asking for? Like out of 10? Because I gave Superman a 4 out of 10. I gave Superman a 4 out of 10. Rebirth is not as offensive, so not much higher. I mean, I don't want to give. I'll give it a 4.5. 4.5. It's slightly better than Superman because I could see it makes sense. It's bad science and junk writing, but I can understand what they're doing. Superman, as I just said, it's a narrative mess. So, that's how that's it. I give it a 4.5 out of 10. Superman gets a 4. And I tend to generally stick to my ratings. I don't adjust it. Once I've locked in, I usually give myself enough time to do it. But okay, I'm making sure that Diz is still here. I want to make sure Diz understands why I can't watch the video if he's still here, because I can't break the rules as they are laid down. I just can't do that. I feel bad about that. You've given me your money, and I want to give you your money's worth on something. So maybe we could do this. We can watch half of it. All right, here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. $10 has purchased half of the Don Cheadle video. All right, it's purchased half of it. It is perfect. It's purchased half of it. So we'll watch half of it. I think that's fair. That's the fairest compromise I can give right now. And if somebody ever wants us to finish it, we'll finish it. How about that? Uh-oh. Whoa. Everything froze there for a second. Okay. No. Okay. No, Discord. What? No. God dang it. Copy video URL. Thank you. Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh, okay. Kratos is going to cover the other half. Okay, it is only 3 minutes 41 seconds. Okay. Kratos is going to cover the other half so that we will watch the full Don Cheadle Captain Planet thing from Funny or Die. I hope Funny or Die, very large channel. This is from a long time ago. Hopefully you get it. All right, the power is yours. I am Captain Adam Planet. All right, so now we have the full $20. There we go. Okay, there we go. Kratos with the assist. Okay, so we will now watch Don Cheadle's Captain Planet spoof from Funny or Die. If you like Funny or Die, go watch go subscribe to their channel. This is their content. I am simply reacting to it. I will pause it as necessary in order to make it transformative and add commentary to it. Here we go. Everything audio okay? Yes, it's a little too loud. Here we go. Captain Planet, I need you. You can already see that it's already got an ethnic look to it. It's already got an ethnic look to it. I'm watching you. Funny or Die exclusive. Yes, we are reacting to this. As I said, I will pause it to add my commentary to it to make it original, transformative.
Earth, 7 billion people strong. I took its pollution down to 0.
Oh my God. What's that mullet? Putting Don Cheadle in the mullet. I have never seen this. I've never seen this. No, I've never seen this. This is part 2. Well, we'll have to do part 1. We're going to have to do it out of order. This is the video that Diz gave us. I just click on the links. Anyway.
Point out the population, too.
Rule overlord. This is how they describe Captain.
All right, first of all, here's the problem. Here's the problem right here.
Today.
Here's the problem right here. Captain Planet has a time limit. I can't. This is what we'll have to go back and watch the other one later. We'll have to go back and watch the other one later. We're already into this. I've already started I've already started on it. Here's the problem though. Here's the problem. Captain Planet has a time limit when they summon him. He's got a time limit. Once he's summoned, he's only there for a few minutes. He can't stay in the combined form of the power rings. He can't. And what's he shooting beams from his hand for? That's not one of his powers. Okay, Kratos interrupts immediately. Watch part 1 first. All right. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let's get this right. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let's do it. Okay, part 1. Part 1. Okay, there's multiple parts. There's a part 3. There's a part 3. Let me find part 1. I see a part 3 there. The order is important. All right, so give me a second here. Let's all right, so this is Don Cheadle, Captain Planet part 1. Okay. Let me do the researching for it. Okay. Don Cheadle, Captain Planet part 1. There's 5 parts to this. There's 5 parts to this. So, all right. I'm assuming this is part 1. I'm assuming this is part 1. Okay, I'm assuming this is part 1. Okay. Don Cheadle, Captain Planet. Okay, it's loading up. Give it a second. Give me 1 second. Okay, I think we got it. Don Cheadle is Captain Planet. Okay, from 13 years ago. Okay, this is the first part. All right, here we go. Don Cheadle is Captain Planet. Okay, here we go. Part 1. So we'll do part 1 and part 2 today. Okay. Oh, is that Deborah's song? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. She's hot. Yeah, Macaulay Culkin landed a hot one, dude. I'll say that again. There's the ginger. There's the Indian kid. There's the Russian chick.
Destroy the forest.
We have to do something. Let our powers combine. Earth, fire,
Wind isn't purple.
fire. With your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. Go Planet!
Go Planet! God, I hated that shit. I hated that shit. Oh, man. It was so... You got to understand how cringe... Now, remember, Captain Planet, back in the day, this was the beginning of climate propaganda. This show was pure climate propaganda. Pure climate change, back then global warming propaganda. Trying to brainwash and indoctrinate your kids on this shit. Got to understand that. This is where it started.
Well, Planeteers, what seems to be...
What the hell? He doesn't have the... Okay, so they actually tried to give him the look there with the hair, and then they give him the mullet in part 2.
Be the problem. They're cutting down the trees. Then I guess we'll have to plant some more.
What the fuck? Why did... Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
More.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Why does he... Did he have the pig nose at the beginning of that? Hold on a second. Or did he give him the pig nose? No, he did it. Oh, no, he did. Okay, he had the pig nose. I would say, why did he give him a pig nose and pig ears? And why did it turn it? So he turns him into a tree, though. He just murdered that man. He just murdered that man.
Attaboy, Captain. Let's spruce this place up a bit, huh? Oh.
Yeah, you got to remember, they go through... This was your standard episodic slop. The Planeteers find whatever eco-villain they're up against, and the eco-villain usually has some sort of power or henchman, and they'll be using their rings for power. It's essentially like the Voltron shtick, the Voltron pattern. Oh, we're going to do all we can with our separate parts, i.e. the rings or the lions, as much as we can, but at some point, it's going to be too much for us to handle, so we're going to have to form Voltron or combine the powers of our rings and summon Captain Planet, go Planet, and then Captain Planet shows up for literally a minute and a half, will use his planet powers to do shit while using stupid quips, and then save the day, and then teach you a moral lesson about the environment in the process.
Hey!
The wood is good.
Okay. Why? She's got some serious hang on a second. Her makeup's looking pretty heavy and smeared there. She been up to no good? I don't know.
Good. Please make them leave.
Yeah, and the kids would make horrible one-liner witty replies. It was terrible. The puns were off the scale bad. Off the scale bad. Now, that's not his power set, but this is the joke, so let's go.
Captain? Human trick! Captain Planet, stop right now!
He's essentially jacking off shots on that.
My heart.
My heart.
Stop, Captain, please. Stop. Holy Gaia, that's enough.
Oh yeah, you've got to remember Gaia, the spirit of the earth, is their benefactor.
Stop, holy Gaia. Everybody's a tree. I knew I'd do it.
I can't let you do this, Captain.
Now, I'm sorry. I still have to go with the lore point here. He should have deactivated by now. He's not a permanent thing.
Anybody else want to go green?
Oh, now he's real. Now he's real. He's taught. He's taught. And Wes want to go green? Yeah, I don't think so.
Huh?
Yeah, see, I don't think so. Hell, go for it, painting. How are you? Well, welcome to the absurd part of the stream.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I called it. Yeah, I thought. Yeah.
Punk asses. I'm going back up. Don't summon me again unless you're ready for that pain. Peace, dickholes. Power is mine, bitches. Hey, all you Planeteers at home. Remember, turn off the faucet between usages and recycle those plastics. Or else, I'll turn you into a fucking tree.
Turn you into a fucking tree.
Captain Planet, motherfucker.
All right, so now we are going to go to part 2. Let's go to part 2. All right, here we go. Now we've come full circle. I'm watching you. Now he's got that high top mullet.
Earth. 7 billion people strong. I took its pollution down to 0.
Captain Planet, he's our hero. Gonna take pollution down to 0. See, it's up here. It's up here, and I hate that it is.
Went out the population, too.
Tyrant, cruel overlord. This is how they describe Captain Planet today. Captain Planet turned my daughter into a tree and my wife. Sources say the once beloved hero has been corrupted by his own power. He used to be known for saving the planet. Now the planet fears him.
All right, now this will be cool if they summon his. At one point, the villains created their pollution rings, and they summoned like the anti-Captain Planet. I forget what he was called. So I mean, I if they had that guy come in and fight him, that would be funny, and I would respect that.
No one.
Making it rain, making it rain.
From Captain Planet.
No hands. I'm making trees! My tie. It's my tea. Thank you, Mai Tai. I knew I kept you around for a reason. To be my personal bitch.
Uh-oh. That's not natural fabrics, is it?
Mai Tai? Is this synthetic polyester?
See? I called it!
You've lost your power ring privileges. Hand it over.
Hard.
Go get in the corner with the rest of them. And stop your sniveling.
Yeah, I see it all. I saw all the rings.
You dumb sap.
God, they're playing the old school freaking theme. I can hear it.
5 souls. A soul for each finger.
You guys want to know a hard truth? Do you want to know a hard truth? And I saw it with my own eyes. My mom told me, and then I helped her out one day when I was taking some stuff to a center. At a dumpster where they say they separate recycling stuff, they don't separate it. It all goes in the same place. Saw it with my own eyes. This is a long time ago, but they're pushing. Oh, you have to have the recycling, this bin. We get there because we had to bring something there for some reason. I think it was related to a school project or something like that. We were helping out, and I saw it there, and they're just dumping everything in the same trash hole. Recycling is a lie. It's a fucking lie.
I heard you went insane. I heard your broccolis.
Hey, I thought you could only turn people into trees.
I'm starting to branch out.
All right. He should be able to turn something into a bunny. He should be able to turn something into a bunny. What the fuck? You're breaking lore!
Trees are still my jam. The power is mine. My burden to bear. My blessing. My curse. And one day there will be no humans. And all creatures will be my friends. Except
sea cows.
Woodpeckers. I don't like woodpeckers that much. Until then, it ain't easy being green. Captain Planet. Fuck it.
All right, there we go. All right, we're clearly stopping there. You guys say the rest of it isn't worth it. Yeah, that was a little trippy, a little weird. Now, my whining about the lore, of course, it's comedy sketch. They're not going to be lore accurate. I'm not really making a big deal out of that. But yeah, Captain Planet was a douchebag concept, and I'm not. I got to be honest. I'm kind of surprised they haven't tried to roll that out. What the hell's going on in studio here? What the fuck? My studio window's all frozen. Oh, because that's when that happened. All right, hang on. I got to refresh studio real quick so that I can end the show properly. And it's not working there. So give me a second. Let me open up studio on Chrome so that we can end the show properly. Because if I can't see what's going on in the little window in studio, I can't end the show properly. So give me 1 second here. As I was saying, though, Captain Planet, I'm really surprised that they didn't try and reestablish the Captain Planet propaganda sooner during this whole era. In the live action, no, don't put Don Cheadle in the live action. Leave this as the joke that it is. No, I don't care who they cast. That show is going to be some of the hottest, most climate propaganda-filled garbage we're going to get. And I can't wait to roast the hell out of it when that comes out. That's going to be great. You want to talk about pure crap. That's going to be pure crap. It's going to be terrible. I can't wait for that. That'll be fun. Anyway, so yeah, this is going to be Captain Planet was always propaganda. Always was. And that was in that point in the 90s where they were very good at hiding it and keeping it undercover. So there we go. Captain Planet, you're not my hero. Well, here's the thing. They were against nuclear power. They had nuclear power as a villain in that shit. Nuclear power is the cleanest fucking energy out there. And it's a whole lot better than we got. Stream cut? What do you mean stream cut? I'm still here. I see the studio window still going. Still going. Anyway, see, I keep losing my train of thought. I keep answering questions. Yeah, we're fine. We're here. We're all here. We're ending the show today. We're almost 2 hours in. We've covered a lot today, and I have to go and get ready because I still got to go run some errands Before we got Ball Busters tonight, I have no idea what's going on Ball Busters. I have no idea. There is something I submitted to Dermy for a topic. We'll see if he decides to go with that. I think I teased that yesterday. Other than that, tomorrow, Jed and I will be talking The Rock. We'll talk about prom queens. We're talking about what you do with prom queens in The Rock. Then we've got more co-op play tomorrow night. Sunday, roundtable. We'll be talking box office. A lot of good discussion. We'll be talking also next week is Baby Steps. Baby Steps is here next week. Round 3, the third contender in the July box office brawl. Baby Steps. So we're going to be getting ready for the Baby Steps entry. They're going to be walking down the aisle. Pedro being all gay. So we'll be talking that, getting ready for it, make our predictions for that. Otherwise, next week will be next week we'll be back here, 1 p.m. Eastern for another daily dive, the Double Ds, as we continue our push to 5,000. We're on our way to 5,000. People coming on board. Thank you if you've joined the channel recently. I hope you are having a good time. And right now, the best way to do it is if you had a good time today, hit that like button. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later tonight on Ball Busters on Dermy Wormy's channel. Until then, guys, take it easy. Have a good rest of your day.